With Injustice 2 on the horizon, I wanted to talk about the first one because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. So let's get on into Injustice 1. I played this on the 360, the PS4, and the Vita, and I own them on all three because I just really enjoy this game. At first, I didn't know what to think of this when it first came out. I originally didn't buy it for myself. A buddy of mine, he bought it for me as a surprise present for the 360. And he came over to my house and he's like, hey, you gotta try Injustice. And I'm like, what's that? And he's like, it's superheroes and shit. You gotta play it. So I start playing it and I immediately love it. It's basically Mortal Kombat for comic nerds, and I'm a comic nerd and I love these DC characters, so it's just perfect for me. So yeah, I'll just say this right off the bat. If you haven't tried Injustice and you love Batman and all those other superheroes, yeah, if you love Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Arrow, Flash, everybody, you should try this game because it's a lot of fun. And it's pretty accessible too, though you can get into the crazy combos if you'd like. I suck, so I don't. The game has so many characters in it. I love how you have such a great variety. It's like the best old country buffet of DC characters I've ever had. Like, give me a scoop of Superman, scoop of Batman, scoop of Green Arrow. And you know what? Batman's extra awesome because he's voiced by Kevin Conroy, the only Batman. You don't know who I'm talking about? You check out that animated series. Come on, who doesn't know what I'm talking about? Now, Joker isn't voiced by Mark Hamill, but the guy who does voice Joker does do a really good job. And I would have loved if Tim Daly came back and voiced Superman like he did in the animated series in the 90s. Those are some great shows. This game really does play on a lot of my love from my childhood of watching Justice League, Batman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, and Superman. Good stuff. So like I said, you get a lot of characters, and I feel like the developers put a lot of time into really showing off a lot of the powers that everyone has. And there's also, they made Aquaman super cool in this game. Like, he's such a badass. He gets some really awesome cutscenes where he just beats the living crap out of people. And his super move is great. I mean, he stabs you with his trident and then he makes a big ass shark eat ya. That's awesome. No one's ever gonna make fun of Aquaman again, like after this. And especially after this Justice League movie, like, you don't want to pick a fight with Aquaman. What's also neat and unique to the superhero genre is you can interact with the environments as if you were these people with amazing strength. So you'll have cars in the background or these big objects, and if you're Superman or anyone with super strength, you can pick those up and just throw them at people. But if you're someone, say, like Batman, who is strong for a normal man but can't lift a car like that, he'll jump over it, so it'll give you some type of maneuverability. While it isn't as cool as, you know, grabbing the car and smashing someone with it, it is neat that it does play into the strengths of the characters. The game, like I said before, the cool powers with everybody, and everyone's got their own really awesome, unique super move. Superman, he'll grab you and punch you all the way up into space and then hit you back down. That's awesome. Doomsday just smashes you through the planet's core, really funny. And Batman's the best. He throws like all his gadgets at you. And then with the last bit, he just hits you with the Batmobile. Like, you're gonna kill someone like that, and Batman don't kill, but maybe in Injustice he does. So all this stuff is really neat. And the little tidbit that just adds that cinematic flair for when you're in these matches fighting people is you can do these stage transitions, which I think are really neat because you start off in one stage, and if someone knocks you out of the map, you have this really awesome mini cutscene that's usually pretty epic, knocking through a building, or some other heroes will be fighting and you kind of get caught in the middle of it, or Darkseid will hit you with his, I-beams right in the buttocks, and you end up in another stage. So I think that's kind of cool, and you can even knock someone back into the other stage that you were just in. You keep flip-flopping back and forth, stage to stage to stage to stage. It's a nice little touch, and it fits that kind of larger-than-life superhero fighting that you would expect from a comic book movie. And that's another thing to throw in there too. This probably has like the best story mode that I've seen for a fighter. There's a lot of cutscenes. They put a lot of time and effort into this. A great example of it is if you've ever watched any of the awesome DC animated movies like Into the Red Hood or The Dark Knight Returns or some of the Justice League ones. Check those out if you like this story, because it's kind of the same respect. It's as if we got like an awesome DC animated feature, but we got to play it. And it's a great story dealing with parallel universes, and I didn't see where some things were going. I can't wait for the new one because of how this one was, but it is short. It's probably about 2 to 3 hours long, maybe a little bit longer. You really are playing a movie and it's the length of a movie, but the whole time it's great. And while the story mode is short, you get a lot of replay value with just doing the matches. There's a lot of single player content where you can go through the typical tower type stuff. Online is a lot of fun, especially if you're someone like me who sucks and you'll just play Superman and you'll keep spamming his I-beams all the time, and then you get hate messages from people, and it's probably deserved, but hey, I won. The one thing I just don't understand, and maybe I'm contributing to people's anger, is just, if you're gonna lose, like, just take the loss. Some people just quit the match. I don't get it. Just take the loss. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, wow, I can't believe I'm just about to leave this ruinous match. I'm getting my ass kicked. I'll just quit. I'm gonna quit. Why would you quit? Just take it. It doesn't matter. It's not like you get your quarters back or something. You know, if you quit, I quit before I died. Haha, I got my 50 cents back. Now I can go play Simpsons arcade game. I never understood that with online players, but whatever. This is a lot of fun. Like I said, Kevin Conroy's in the game. I like that Alan Tudyk voices the Green Arrow, and a nice little specialty to the game is if you choose the costume for Green Arrow that's from the TV show Arrow, it's actually voiced by Stephen Amell, and I think that's pretty freaking cool. Now what I hope is in Injustice 2, I know there's Supergirl in it, and there's Flash, so I think it would be super awesome to go with the superness. I just think it'd be great if you got Grant Cruston to do the voice of Barry as one of the character skins. And Melissa, I can't remember her last name, but she's awesome as Supergirl, and it'd be cool if you could have her in there. It'd be neat if for all the Batman characters, I know they'd never do this, but it'd be so cool for all the Batman characters, they had a skin voiced by Christian Bale, a skin voiced by Michael Keaton, a skin voiced by Val Kilmer, and hey, a skin voiced by George Clooney, and you can even have the bat nipples on it. Oh, that'd be hilarious. And how can I forget Batfleck? Yeah, a skin voiced by him. He'd probably kill you, because that'd be Batman. He'd just come up to you and shoot you with a shotgun. So with all that being said about the first game, I'm really looking forward to Injustice 2. I like that they're taking a more RPG-ish approach to the game by having customizable armor and that having different buffs and debuffs maybe, I don't know, and different stat boosts. I think that would be pretty neat. And as long as the progression keeps up nicely with the game, I think it's going to have a lot of replay value with it. There is a small feature that I do hope that they have in the game is I would like to see in Injustice 2 a tag team sort of play. It's just a different mode to have some sort of different co-op to it. And that way you can kind of have, like, you know, 2 buddies on one side and the other 2 buddies on the other, and they got to fight each other. I think something like that would be neat. Overall, I'm looking forward to the second game. I hope you are too. And if you haven't played the first game, take your opportunity now and just get it and play through the short story mode, because you'll have a great time with it. Probably be really impressed with the narrative. Really good stuff there. And I want to say thank you very much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more content like this, please leave a subscribe.